Well, I'm not surprised that those in the Labour movement are concerned about this. It's a really difficult decision. The context is very important. We inherited a £22 billion black hole, money that was unaccounted for by the last government, kept off the books, not shown to the public. We've had to take a decision. That's an in-year decision to deal with that £22 billion. That's not easy. The approach I've taken is to say that we must stabilise the economy, and that's why we've taken the steps that we have. Difficult though I acknowledge that they are. By stabilising the economy, we can commit to, and do commit and recommit to you, to the triple lock.
Who knows about Brexit?
Yeah, quite.
No one's got a fucking clue what Brexit is, yeah? You watch Question Time, it's comedy.
Were you no clearer when Jeremy Corbyn explained
No, I ain't got
Labour's
the clue.
policy?
No one knows what it is. It's like this mad riddle that no one knows what it is, right? So what's happened to that David Cameron who called it on? Let's be fair.
I think you're referring to our former Prime Minister.
Yeah, but how comes he can scuttle off? He called all this on.
Yeah.
Yeah?
He has no regrets.
Where is he? He's in Europe, in Nice, with his trotters up. Yeah? Where is the geezer? I think he should be held accountable for it. He should be held accountable for it.
It's a valid point. A lot of people do feel...
Actor Danny Dyer, known for his uncompromising directness and decisive character, has become not just a critic, he has become a voice that embodies the discontent of millions of Britons. His recent vivid attack on Starmer's leadership reflects the growing frustration of ordinary Britons, tired of empty promises and inaction, of the hypocrisy that has become the norm. Dyer delivered a fiery speech, full of emotion and determination, in which he ruthlessly stated that Labour would not have been in power if the Tories had not acted so actively. He raised the most important topic of pensioners, stressing that Labour should become a real party of the working class. Bitterly, he noted that the country needs inspiration, but with pain in his voice insisted that Britain has not had a true leader for a long time. David Cameron was the last one who could claim this title, but nothing has changed since his departure. His words resonate in the hearts of millions who feel that politicians ignore their suffering and hopes, especially among those who sincerely hoped for real changes with the arrival of Starmer, but instead faced disappointment and inaction.
Seek a better agreement. Obviously, this would have to be negotiated.
Better in what areas?
In trade, so that it's easier for businesses. I want it to be better in things like research and development, and I want it to be better on security, because I think post the Ukraine or during the Ukraine conflict, it's become clear that we can do more work with our EU partners when it comes to defence and security. I would also add to that list, Nick, the taking down of the vile gangs that are running the trade, the vile trade of putting people in boats to go across the small boats to go across the channel. At the moment, if we don't have the wherewithal, if we're on a joint investigation, joint project with them, for the UK to lead on it, and I think that we can do better than that. So those are the areas, Conor, where I genuinely think we can make some real progress.
In a recent interview, he expressed his opinion about Starmer's leadership with amazing frankness. At the moment when, without restraining his emotions, he asked a provocative question: "What are you going to do to prove to us that you are not like everyone else?" It became obvious that this was not just rhetoric. This sharp question, which quickly spread across social networks and news outlets, became a real challenge to Starmer's legitimacy and effectiveness as a leader. Dyer's statement made many people think, what exactly has Starmer done for the society since he took up this position? His words are remembered precisely because they are devoid of the usual political rhetoric and openly demonstrate the deep disappointment that has accumulated over the years. Many perceive Starmer as a man who promised significant changes, but never fulfilled the promises that once provided him with the support of the people. In his speech, he called on Starmer to finally demonstrate real actions and not just speak beautiful words. This is not the first time that Danny Dyer has boldly spoken out against the political establishment. In 2019, he attracted attention with his outspoken statements, where he criticized the then Prime Minister David Cameron with obvious disappointment. Although this interview was broadcast on morning television, his anger was obvious, and he accused Cameron of shirking responsibility for the consequences of Brexit, leaving society to bear the brunt of the decisions.
A new existential risk to British farming. Losing a farm is not like losing any other business. It can't come back. That's why the lack of urgency from the government, the lack of attention to detail, the lack of long-term planning, it's not on. You deserve better than that. Every day.
His discontent is not limited to one party or a specific person. It encompasses the entire political system, which indifferently ignores the real needs and sufferings of people. By expressing the same anger in his comments about Starmer, Dyer demonstrates his unwavering determination to hold all leaders accountable, regardless of their political affiliation. Many initially supported Keir Starmer, full of hopes for the new and unusual. Among his promises were guarantees not to raise taxes and to protect British agriculture, two issues that worry the hearts of many voters. These assurances helped Starmer gain trust by showing him as someone who truly understands the problems of the working class and rural communities. However, over time, these promises began to crumble like a house of cards, giving way to decisions that left the public feeling deeply disappointed. People began to realize that Starmer's words were not backed up by real actions, and this led to a growing discontent that is now shaking the foundations of the political scene.
And for some of it, whether you like it or not, it will look to some people that we're not all in it together, that because of your position, you get privilege and freebies that other people don't have access to. Take GCSEs. There will be some people that would also want a private place, have a different environment where they would like their child to go so they could have a better opportunity. Do you see how it looks to some people that there's one rule for you in terms of being able to claim this stuff that other people don't have access to?
Well, I think that's why the rules are there, to declare it. But look, every day...
Do you get it, though?
Every day...
Do you get how it looks?
If you're putting to me, Beth, that I should have stayed in my Kentish town home and disrupted my son's GCSEs, that was the right thing to do, then I think you should put that to me.
OK. Well, you're saying that you shouldn't have stayed in the home because you wanted to protect your boy.
I wanted him to be able to do his GCSEs, and any parent would have made the same decision. I don't wake up every morning thinking about that. I wake up every morning thinking I've got a mandate to change the country. I've got a mandate to improve living standards. I've got a mandate to improve the health service.
Starmer's apparent inability to handle critical international relations is putting Britain's future on the world stage at risk, and this is alarming. Danny Dyer, in his outspoken and bold style, left no stone unturned, loudly reminding the public that Trump's alienation could lead to disastrous long-term consequences, from damaging trade deals to weakening vital security partnerships. At this time, criticism of Keir Starmer is becoming more persistent and harsh, creating an atmosphere of growing discontent. Against this background, Farage is rapidly gaining popularity, as if he has become the last ray of hope. The Reform Party under his leadership is turning into a real fortress for those who feel forgotten and ignored by the mainstream political establishment. People, gripped by dissatisfaction with the current situation, begin to turn to Farage en masse as the last hope for change, and this indicates that they are hungry for something new and fresh. Farage's long-standing success in winning seats for the Reform Party clearly indicates that society is tired of old faces and outdated ideas. Although Farage has always been controversial, his appeal among those who dream of change is becoming undeniable. He advocates policies that resonate with those who have stayed away from traditional parties, and this inspires hope that change is not only possible but also necessary. Share your thoughts in the comments. See you later.